Alright, Trains to Change Renaissance guy here. Just got home from work, training, did quads today, got my food in the microwave. Pretty soon throughout this video you might hear it go ping. Alright, just getting some protein ready. I know you love protein, I love protein too. If you have never seen the advert for Taco Bell protein chicken wraps, look it up, funny as hell. Anyway, talking about training and things happening for a reason. First of all, I'm pleased to announce that in the past 5 weeks I've had significant changes starting again. I've dropped from, for a while I've been cruising at around about 240 pounds, building muscle, and my weight has been maintaining. Now I thought I was 240 pounds. I measured myself today accurately, and I'm 231 pounds. I am 10 pounds off getting down to 220 pounds. Now if I can do that, I'm going to look pretty decent on that. So wish me luck on that. Everything's going to plan. Now that being said, a few videos ago, I mentioned the fact that I'd moved. Well, I've recently had a gym membership revoked. I've never had that happen before, never. And you know, things happen for a reason. Now I'm going to tell a little story before I start. So way back when I was training in 2009, I started off and I was weighing in at 395 pounds. Now believe me, back then I was, to my standards now, I was 38 years old and I was weak, couldn't really lift anything. It was pathetic, quite honestly. Hated myself, and I started going to the gym to get everything back. Before my marriage, I was 189 pounds, Olympics. I've said all this before and gone through. I don't need to repeat it. Done and dusted. Now, when I started at the gym, I was going in, doing what I needed to do, go out. At the time, doing 4 sets of 10, you know, the usual thing, what I knew. And time had passed and a lot of training had changed. So I had to catch up on an awful lot of things and learn new things. And which is why I took the personal training qualification and qualified in 2012, at the end of 2012. So I've been qualified as personal trainer for 10 years. Now, when I was training, I used to curl, you know, the lower rep ranges, did the best I could with what I had, with the knowledge I had, going and training, getting the discipline, because the discipline is the most important thing. You can go and do everything, but if you don't have the discipline and the way of life, you ain't going to achieve anything, right? So I had a good basis. And I remember I was building up a little bit in strength and doing, I think the maximum weight I go to, we work in kilos over in England, so the maximum I would go to would be something like maybe 16 kilos dumbbell press. And you know, I won't go much further. Fear, nervousness, all those emotional things, self-doubt, everything that you can possibly think of. And I remember one day I went in, I thought, well, I've got to do something. I've got to, you know, all these other guys, they're all doing this, they're all doing, and I'm kind of just doing this, you know, and I'm looking, you know, scrawny, and I did. I was, you know, well, I was horrible actually, not scrawny, but you know what I mean. Anyway, I remember, I thought, right, you know what, I'm going to start off with my normal, that's my food. And I'm going to start the normal weight, and I'm going to try lifting a little heavier with what I know and how I know to do it. And I went for the very first time back in the gym, picked up 20 kilo dumbbells, and I remember those dumbbells felt heavy. And I got in position and started pressing them. And it was hard work. I don't mind admitting it. It was hard work. I struggled. And I remember putting them down. And this huge guy turned around to me, and I got to know him a little bit, and he was a real nice guy. He turned around and said, "That was a good lift. I've been waiting to see you do that." And I remember that, and how it impacted me, that this guy, this huge guy who was pressing 40 to 50 kilo dumbbells, recognized the effort that I put in. And that taught me a valuable lesson. It taught me to recognize efforts. And I took, 2 years later, I went from £395 and I went all the way down to £189. And at the end of this, I'm kind of going to do a quick montage of the two, and you can see where I was. So, I took the personal training qualification. By the time I got down to £189, I'd done the personal training qualification, and I got myself down, and I started rebuilding myself up and started moving forwards and really getting on with this. I've had around about 10 clients. That's all I really had time for. 9 of them succeeded where they needed to be and got what they needed to do, or more. I've only ever had one trouble client, and she was going around and asking other personal trainers, was I doing things right? And I was. And then after she went with another one and she lost everything that we built up, I was like, well, and she asked, oh, can you train me? I want to get back. And I was like, well, I'm sorry, but no, unfortunately, I'm not taking you back on, because to be honest with you, I don't do that. I firmly believe if you're with a PT, or if you're with a PT, they're not happy with what they're doing, have words with them and say, look, it isn't working out, finish your course, go to another PT. Or if you're with another PT, I won't take another PT's client. I'll say, look, go and talk with that PT. When you talk with him, come and see me, but that's it. I'm not going to interfere. So anyway, I've just recently had a couple of people saying, are you going to PT again? And it's got me thinking, the new gym where I'm at, and this goes back to there's a reason why things happen. I'm at a new gym, and I was talking with one of the owners. It's a family-run gym, and I said, look, can I show you some of the stuff that I've achieved? And I showed them what I've achieved and explained everything, and a couple of pictures I'm going to show in a minute. And I said, look, here's the deal. This is what I've done with myself. I've had other clients thinking about taking the clients on. I don't want to steal any clients from the PTs here. Can I bring them in? And I said, well, sure. I said, if you get a card, we charge so much money per client. They don't have to join the gym. We just charge you so much money, and you can come and train them. And I'm really thinking about specializing in people who are seriously overweight, who are nervous about going to the gym, who have heard all the myths and heard everything else and seen everything else. Just say, look, come with me. Let's get your confidence up. Let's teach you some good basic principles and get you moving to where you want to be. Okay? So I'm really thinking about doing that, because those are the people that I really enjoy working with. I really enjoy seeing them suddenly discover that they can do what they originally thought they couldn't do. And it's awesome. It's awesome to see that. So if you're one of those people, you're living in the Bradford area and you see this and you're thinking, I'm thinking about restarting when I come back in October. So I'm going over to America. I don't want to start anything now. I want to get October done with, get things started and get things moving and take on a few clients. Who knows? I'd like to do it full time. Who knows? But the message is to anybody who's watching this who can, what about this? What about what, just look, forget everything, forget all the bad stuff you see in the gym. Forget about all this body acceptance. Forget everything about that. Look, I'm going to say this really plain and clear. If you're not happy with the way you look, you can do something about it. You can move forwards. you can change it, and you can become more. You don't have to be a bodybuilder to look good. I know there's some people, and I've met them, they go into the gym, they do an hour, they do a box standard each day, an hour's resistance training in the gym with 20 minutes cardio. They're happy with how they look, they're nice, they're in shape with what they want, and they go throughout their lives, they have a good longevity, and they're living life to the fullest. And there is nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong if you want to go down the CrossFitting route, if that's what you want to do. What I would advise with that is, if you want to do that, find someone who has a background in Olympic lifting, in gymnastics and all those sort of things, and in powerlifting, and find someone like that who teaches CrossFit and can teach you all the correct things. It's like anything. Find the person who can teach you the correct principles for whatever you're going to do, because there's a place in everything. The only thing that doesn't have a place in this industry is doing stupid, dangerous stuff, like some of the stunts you see, like balancing on so many dumbbells and that's dumb. Those are tricks. That's not that's stupidity. That's not being fit. That's not keeping fit. That's not training properly. That's doing a dumb trick for attention and likes. And to be honest with you, if that's what you want to do, then fine. But if you want good, solid health and fitness, then choose what works for you. What works for me may not work for someone else, but what I know, I can probably get you to the point where you want to be. So this is a shout out to all those people who really are overweight, nervous, anything else, whatever it may be. I'm asking you to say, hey, you know what? You don't wait until you're feeling better before you go and see the doctor. If you're feeling sick, you go and see the doctor, they give you some pills, you say, oh, I'm not feeling so good, I've got whatever it is, feeling a bit stuffy, got a bit of a gippy tummy, whatever it may be. There's, oh dear, that doesn't sound so good, take a couple of tablets, or do this and this, come back and see me if you're not feeling well after a week. Okay, now obviously we're changing with losing body fat and getting yourself tightened up and in shape, it obviously takes a little bit more than a week, but you get my general point. You don't wait until you get that and then go to the gym. That is where you do it. So what I'm going to say to you is have a little bit of trust in me when I say that a lot of people in the gym are more concerned about what they're trying to achieve than what anybody else is doing. So, give it a go. And in fact, you don't even need to go to the gym. I am thinking about doing some out of gym personal training as well. I do prefer to work in a gym. That's where I'm more comfortable working in, but there can be that. So there's a few things I'm working through on, and to get things going and to help get people into better shape. And at the end of the day, it isn't just about getting into shape. It's about longevity. As I've turned 50 now, I realise it's about giving yourself every chance to be able to do things when you're in your 70s, your 80s, longevity, being able to look after yourself, having that independence and that feel-good factor way into that as well. So that's what it's all about. It's about looking after yourself on the long term. So I'm going to put on the two clips: the before when I was at my worst, then when I lost, when I went from 395 pounds down to 185 pounds, and then I'm going to come and then I'm going to put a couple of photos of how I'm looking, how I looked before lockdown and how I'm looking now. I'm still a little bit fluffy, but hey, I'm not doing too bad for an old man. Here they come. So we're starting off here at 395 pounds after my divorce, down to 189 pounds, but as you can see, perhaps not in the best shape. Now, just before lockdown, I was 220 pounds here. Now currently I'm standing at 230 pounds, and I'm shedding to try to get back down to 220, but I'm not looking too bad, still a bit fluffy, but you know, I'm getting there. It's all about just having the determination and meeting your goals.